Welcome. Today we're talking about 1 Peter 4:17. For the time has come that judgment must begin at the house of God, and if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? Very important verse. We're going to get judged as Christians, and the non-Christians will also get judged. Everybody's going to get judged. Now, this is one of those doctrines that's commonly misunderstood, but there's actually there's two different judgments. So people just think everybody gets judged for their works, and that's how an atheist thinks of the Bible, or people biblically illiterate think of the Bible. In reality, in the Bible, there's actually two different judgments. There is the judgment seat of Christ, and then there is the great white throne judgment. Those are two separate judgments. The first one is for Christians, and then the second one is for non-Christians, and then I believe some other groups of people as well. It's a little more confusing than just that. But the second judgment, you don't want to be at the second judgment. Well, they just put it that way. The first judgment, though, specifically for Christians, you get judged for the works you have done, but you're saved. So the judgment seat of Christ, that's just for Christians. Great white throne, that's where the non-Christians go. You don't want to be at that judgment. That means you messed up. You were not a Christian, and at that point you're going to get judged for your works, and it's going to be decided that you are not good enough for heaven. That's basically what the great white throne judgment is going to say, is that you're not good enough, because God's going to say you're not good enough. At the judgment seat of Christ, if you want to know about the judgment seat of Christ, read 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 11 through 15. Very great passage. I love those verses. It talks about the judgment seat of Christ and how you are going to be judged. So as Christians, we're going to be judged like that. Your works are judged, but not your soul. Your soul is saved. So our judgment's already pretty harsh, because we're going to get judged for the works we've done, and you're going to get rewarded for having works. If all your works burn, if your works have been for the flesh, then you're going to get nothing. Everything's going to burn up. Your works are going to get tried by the fire. The fire is going to try your works at the judgment seat of Christ. And if you've been living for yourself, the flesh, you haven't really done anything for God, everything's going to burn up. You're going to get nothing. No rewards. So you're punished. It's embarrassing. That's basically your punishment for God, in front of God. So our judgment's pretty harsh already. There's a good standard for it. But you're going to heaven. As a Christian, you're going to heaven, and I don't know. I don't know what the hierarchy in heaven is, but you're going to be embarrassed. So if you haven't been living right. Now, but the judgment for the lost, that's even worse, because that's eternal damnation in hell. So you don't have to worry about that as a Christian, only as a non-believer. But that's a pretty strong judgment. So our judgment's already pretty harsh, but we're getting tried as children of God. So we're not going to get disowned. If you're already a child of God, you're not going to get disowned. You might get basically, grounded, for a time or something. We get punished by God, but we're His children, right? We're His children. So we don't get disowned. We might get punished, but we don't get disowned. If you're lost, you're not a Christian, you're a non-believer, you're not even part of God's family to begin with. You're Satan's child. That's literally what the Bible says. It's strange that sounds to a lot of people, but that's what the Bible says. You're Satan's child. If you're not a child of God, then whose child are you? So it shall be the end of them that obey not the gospel of God. So that's the judgment. So we're going to get judged, but the judgment's even worse. So just watch out. Judgment day is coming. So and I don't know when, but we're on the precipice of something. There's something going on in the world. The last few years have been different. Let's just say, to put it lightly. Something's been happening. So anyway, I think I'll end the video here. I'll try to post every day. So see you next time.